Welcome back to day 5 of our Grand Teton Yellowstone road trip. This was our second day exploring Yellowstone and we woke up to a herd of pronghorns grazing right in front of our tent. It was such a beautiful way to start the morning. The sky was clear, the air was chilly, but there's warmth from sun to make it just feel right. It was a perfect time to visit Yellowstone because where there was field, there were dandelions. After a quick shower, we packed up and got back on the road. We grabbed breakfast to go from Subway and ate while the Tesla was charging before making our way into Yellowstone National Park. A few minutes into the park, traffic came to a stop. We thought we might be lucky enough to spot some swans, but it turned out to be a group of wild ducks instead. A little further along, we came across even more bisons relaxing by the river. This huge bison had just climbed out of water from his path and was making his way to munch his meal. Our first stop of the day was Gibbon Falls. This beautiful 84-foot waterfall is one of the easiest waterfalls to visit in Yellowstone because it's just a short walk from the parking area. It's named after the Gibbon River, which flows through a volcanic canyon before plunging over the falls. There's also a trail that takes you down further for different views of the waterfall. Since we had several hikes planned for the day, we decided to skip it, but if you have the time, I would definitely recommend exploring it. Next, we headed to Norris Geyser Basin, the hottest and most dynamic geothermal area in Yellowstone. The trail starts on a boardwalk. The first pool that we came across was Emerald Spring. Just like its name, the water has this beautiful emerald green color. The water is incredibly clear and depending on the sunlight, it almost glows. One of the most famous features here is Steamboat Geyser. It is the tallest active geyser in the world and can shoot water over 300 feet into the air. Unlike Old Faithful though, it's completely unpredictable. It could erupt tomorrow or it could be months before the next major eruption. Next was Cistern Spring. Most of the time it looks like a calm blue pool, but whenever Steamboat Geyser has a major eruption, the water level here suddenly drops because they are connected through the same underground plumbing system. It's amazing to think that what happens beneath the ground can completely change what you see on the surface. After passing through a couple of springs, we came across Geyser, one of the few acidic geysers in Yellowstone. Most geothermal features here are alkaline, so Echinus is quite rare. Its colorful orange and reddish deposits come from minerals and microorganisms that have adapted to these harsh conditions. We watched it for quite some time. Soon after, a park ranger came to us asking if we were carrying any bear spray, which we did not at that time because they spotted a bear only 5 minutes away from us, and unless we had a bear spray, it was not safe for us to move ahead and we had to go back. Or we could stay until someone came with a bear spray. Until then, the park ranger stayed with us telling us about how Echinus erupted just a week ago.
And it erupted last week.
Oh.
When you say active and inactive, is it more about eruption or?
Yeah, so like since the 1990s it didn't erupt, and then this year it started erupting again.
Oh.
Does someone do studies on this one, on like why it erupted or like when it started?
Yes, there are sensors, like seismic sensors throughout this basin, and temperature sensors, precipitation sensors, and they're monitored by the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS. They have a volcano program, and so they monitor the activity. And you can monitor
NPS.
through NPS,
Yeah,
and then
sorry.
also if you search USGS Yellowstone,
Oh yeah.
you'll see all of these geysers, you'll see Old Faithful, and you'll see when it erupted last.
Yeah, we saw Old Faithful yesterday, the eruption part. It was so cool.
Nice. Yeah. So you just passed Steamboat Geyser. That erupts up to 300 feet tall when it does erupt, and that's 3 times the size of Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Oh.
And how frequently does it do it?
It's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
It goes through periods of dormancy or inactivity, and then it'll go through periods of activity where it's like really active and might go off every day. We might be on the downside of that.
Luckily, another couple came by and we went together for a few miles. Thanks to them, we were able to finish this basin. Walking through Norris almost felt like exploring another planet. Steam was rising from every direction and the ground was bubbling beneath us. And every turn revealed another incredible geothermal feature. Norris Geyser is the hottest, oldest, and one of the most active geothermal basins in Yellowstone. The landscape is constantly changing because of the volcanic activity beneath the ground. New vents can appear, old ones can stop erupting, and even the colors of the pools can change over time. One of my favorite spots was Porcelain Basin. This ground is so wide that it almost looks like porcelain, which is exactly how it got its name. Walking through this area felt like being on another planet, with steaming vents, bubbling pools, and bright white mineral deposits stretching in every direction. The steam, the colors, and the constant sound of boiling water made Norris feel completely different from other basins that we've visited. One cool feature I found really fascinating was the living thermometer. Unlike most hot springs, its colors actually change with water level and temperature. As the water rises and falls, different heat-loving organisms grow at different levels, creating colorful rings that almost look like thermometer, showing nature's temperature. These geysers does justice for the names they are given. For example, the lamb chop geyser looked exactly like how a lamb chop would look like. The formation and even colors look very fascinating to watch. By the time we finished exploring Norris Geyser Basin, we were completely exhausted from the afternoon sun. One thing I can't recommend enough is bringing a hat, wearing plenty of sunscreen. Yellowstone might feel cool because of the breeze, but the UV at this elevation is incredibly strong. We ended up from serious sunburn by the end of the hike. Our next stop was Mammoth Hot Springs, and on the way we spotted this beautiful bird. I later found out it was a black-billed magpie. As we started walking through the terraces, we spotted a deer casually nibbling on the calcium-rich deposits along one of the hot spring formations. Mammoth Hot Springs felt completely different from every other geothermal area in Yellowstone. Instead of colorful pools and erupting geysers, this place is famous for its travertine terraces. As hot water rises through underground limestone, it dissolves calcium carbonate. When the water reaches the surface and cools, it leaves behind layers of bright white limestone, slowly building these incredibly natural terraces. It's like watching nature sculpt a giant staircase over thousands of years. The first major attraction was Liberty Cap, a 37-foot limestone cone that hasn't erupted in centuries. Then we reached lower terraces where every formation had its own personality. The palette spring looked exactly like an artist had spilled layers of white, orange, brown, and cream paint over the rocks. Minerva Terraces was one of my favorites. Depending on the season and the amount of water flowing, it changes the shape and color, making every visit slightly different. As we climbed higher, we reached the upper terraces where the views were just getting better. Canary Spring gets its name from the bright yellow microbial mats that grow around it. While Orange Spring Mound has been slowly depositing minerals for thousands of years, creating one of the oldest formations in Mammoth. The highlight for me was the Palette Spring and the sweeping views across the terraces. Seeing water constantly reshape the landscape in real time made Mammoth Hot Springs feel completely different from the rest of Yellowstone. Every basin we've visited so far had colorful pools and erupting geysers, but Mammoth showed us another side of Yellowstone, one that's constantly creating new landscapes every single day. Our one final stop for the day was Lamar Valley, often called the Serengeti of North America, and the drive there was just as beautiful as the destination itself. The whole drive was so scenic with towering mountains, endless grasslands and rivers, and herds of bisons gazing along the valley. It felt like we were on an African safari. We lost count of how many bisons we saw on the way. They were everywhere, peacefully grazing, crossing the roads, and simply resting in the fields.
Free, without a care in the world, I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, looking at me.
As tempting as it can be to get a closer look for a photo, please don't. Bisons can look calm, but they are wild animals and can run much faster than you think. Always admire them from a safe distance.
Barefoot.
When we finally reached Lamar Valley, there were already dozens of people gathered with cameras and binoculars pointed in one same direction. Curiously, we asked what everyone was looking at. A group of coyotes had just caught a young antelope fawn while its mother desperately searched nearby. It was heartbreaking to watch. Nature can be incredibly beautiful, but it can also be brutally honest. Watching the circle of life unfold right in front of our eyes was something I'll never forget. One thing I learned is that wolves were reintroduced in Yellowstone in 1995 after being absent for decades. Their return helped restore the park's natural balance by controlling elk's population, which allowed forests, river, and many other species to recover. It's one of the most famous conservative success stories in the world. While we were watching everything unfold, one of the coyotes suddenly started walking straight towards us. For a second, that felt very scary. Thankfully, it simply walked past us. Coyotes generally avoid people and aren't aggressive unless they feel threatened or they're protecting their young. But it was still an unforgettable moment. We ended up spending nearly 3 hours in Lamar Valley, but it honestly felt like we'd only just arrived. Time flies when you're surrounded by so much wildlife, you never know what you're going to spot next. After spending some more time in the valley, we started driving back, and the wildlife sightings just kept coming because during sunrise and sunset are the windows where you'll spot wildlife more. First we spotted few more deers and then a black bear. And just when we thought the day couldn't get any better, we spotted another one even closer. He was completely focused on his dinner, happily digging around for food while we admired him from a safe distance. It was the perfect way to end another incredible day in Yellowstone. By the time we reached West Yellowstone, it was 10 p.m. and the only place that was still open was a small bar and restaurant nearby. And we reached our glam site by 12 and it was minus 2 degrees outside. After a long day of exploring, we drifted to sleep the minute we landed on the comfortable bed. Tomorrow is one final day in Yellowstone before we begin our long journey back to San Francisco. I'll see you tomorrow in day 6. Bye.